Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patricia. If this is the first time on my channel, I am a sewing and fashion enthusiast, and on this channel I like to make and refashion both trendy and classy pieces to suit our style and lifestyle. If this is something that interests you, then please make sure you hit the subscribe button to join this amazing growing family, and also make sure to hit the like button if you do enjoy the video. Also, make sure that you share this video to whomever it will benefit. If this is your first time on my channel, I have been making a series of alterations videos, and this is a continuation of those series. And in this video, I will be showing you how you can alter a pair of pants or trousers to suit you the way you like it. This pair of pants is actually a men's pair of pants, and as you may know, the trend now is those men's style pair of trousers. So this pair of pants, I got it at the thrift store, and looking at it, I knew it would fit, so I did not even try it. And luckily, when I got home, it did fit me perfectly. However, the waistband was a bit big, and so I do have to make the alterations in the waist. I wanted to share this with you guys just in case you should come across a situation like that. You can also make these alterations and you should be good to go. With that said, and without me talking any further or too much, let's get to the video.
To start, I'm going to be needing my seam ripper and a matching thread to my garment, and I do use other tools as well as needed. I then turn the trousers inside out to have access to the stitching and to understand how the trousers were stitched together. I immediately know I will not be needing these two buttons here, so I will remove that to use someday whenever that becomes useful. Right now, I do not care for it and I need access to these stitches. Now with the buttons gone, I go ahead to unpick to release the waistband facing from the rest of the trousers. After taking out the stitches, I now have access to the stitching in the back where I want to adjust. I want to take in about 1 inch, and using my ruler, I redirect the seam line from any part of the existing seam to the new seam I want to create. And I'm using a tailor's chalk to indicate my new seam line. Okay, so now I've placed my new point or mark on the waistband itself and not the waistband facing. The facing of the waist, or the part that folds over, is sort of a replica, if I should say so, to the waistband. So I am first making the alteration on the band, and then I will do the same thing on the facing. Now I pin on the seam line and try it on. This is a very important step to do in order to avoid any unnecessary and frustrating seam ripping. If you do not like seam ripping like I don't, then make sure that you try on your alteration before you stitch it finally. And as you can see, the back looks a whole lot better than it did before, and I am really feeling good at this point. So I made a few corrections and pinned the waistband facing in a straight line without creating a wedge like I did for the main trousers. By so doing, when I turn the facing over finally, there won't be any shortage and it will fit the band nicely. So please take note of that. It is time to stitch, and I basically follow the marks and pins till I am done. To secure my stitch, I make sure that I backstitch on my stitch, and then I proceed. When I get to the point where the waistband meets the waistband facing, I adjust my foot to follow my pins or marked lines. So don't be afraid to adjust the placement of your machine foot. Just make sure you leave the needle inserted into the garment while you do that. I end my stitching once I get to the original seam line. I backstitch again, and that's it. Stitching is done. Now that I have a new seam line, I do not need the old one, and so I go ahead to undo that, giving me room to press or iron the new seam, which is a very important step. The heat from the iron just makes the seam relax and smooth, so make sure to press your seams. It is really crucial. Because I've taken in some fabric, I now have an excess of that, so that needs to be cut off, and I don't cut it all the way down, just in the waistband and facing area. Next, I cover the back up, pin and sew my little stitches back on, and then I move on to the legs. Next, I move on to the legs. If you remember, the legs were quite big, which wasn't flattering at all for the length, and so I decided to taper that as well. I wanted to create the balloon look, which we saw a lot of in 2021. Using my ruler, I determine how much I want to take in, and I use the same technique I use for the waist by creating a wedge-like shape. And this is what happens most of the time when clothes are being taken in to fit a smaller part of the body. I have gone ahead to pin the excess amount, and I'm doing this on the outer side of each leg. If I just wanted a tapered leg and I needed to take in more, I'll take the excess from both sides. So it depends on what you want and what you're working with. Again, when I get to the hemline or fold line where the fold over line is, I pin a little outwards as you see me doing for a seamless turnover. And I hope that makes sense. And I don't know how else to explain this, but just watch what I'm doing. I also make sure to do the same thing on the other leg. Using a tape measure or ruler ensures I do so. Also using my tape measure, I go ahead to transfer measurements to the other leg to make sure that I have the same measurement on both legs. I pin that also and take it to the sewing machine. After stitching, once again, I cut off excess fabric and finish off the raw edges. You never want to leave the excess fabric in here as it creates bulk. I'm using a serger to finish off my raw edges, but if you do not have a serger, you can use the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine to finish the raw edges. Finally, I folded in the hem like it was before and put in some blind stitches. Blind stitches can take some time and can be so annoying. I never like doing them, but if you want your hem to look nice, blind hem is that go-to girl. I made sure to give my pants a press and I was done. And this is the result. Let me remind you how these pants first looked and how they look now. This is what I call the power of alterations. It is amazing. I hope this helps you, and I hope this gives you the confidence to alter that pair of pants or trousers that you have in your closet, just staring at it and not knowing what to do about it. This is your sign to get into your closet and make that alteration. You can do it.
Alright friends, this brings me to the end of the video. I hope this video has been beneficial to you, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. Now, if you did enjoy the video and if this video has been beneficial to you, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button to join this amazing family, and also make sure to hit the like button as this helps my channel grow. Also, do not forget to share this video to anyone who will benefit from the video. And I would like to know, are these videos benefiting you? Are you guys learning from these videos, or do you guys already know these tips, or do you guys already know how to do some of these little things? Sometimes I think most of us tend to underestimate some of the things that we do. We tend to assume everybody can do it, so we don't break things down so much. So I would really like to know if these videos are helping you. If it's not, please let me know how I can make it helpful to you. With that said, have a good one. Bye.